we designed the business model comes first.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have to do the podcast.
Yeah. I felt like I was at a meeting my parents dragged me to as a kid. I've been nodding. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I do. Completely. No,
I'm just kidding. Yeah. But thanks for the short answer. I'm not trying to be a dick.
No, that was the short one.
Yeah. That was the short answer? God damn.
Legitimately. It was a couple hours to get there.
But I gained something from it for sure.
Hope you did.
I hope you did, because I'm very dumb.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you later. But welcome back to the Open Mic Podcast. Back this week after a week off. Did you guys miss us? Missed you too. With me as always, Jason.
Hey.
And this week we have special guest Josh Stramiello. What's up, dude?
What?
Did I say it right?
Yeah, Stramiello.
I think I told you when I was drunk the other day I used to call you Josh Stromboli because it was easier to say.
It's clever. No one's ever done that.
Really?
No, many people have done that. It's
It's the
go-to.
I saw the dry humor on
But
that.
I was the first one to explain it to you. The rest were all doing it behind your back because they're scared.
That's been
you're
chopped up plenty of times, I'm sure, just over the years. As a kid, everything growing up.
I think it's probably... I don't know. I don't think I've ever in my entire adult life corrected someone on my name because there's Stramiello, with almost an O is the correct pronunciation. But I lived in the South for so long, for school and stuff, that my nickname in college was Stram.
Yeah.
So anyone that says Stramiello or Stramiello, technically I'm saying there's two correct.
You're good. You're good.
The problem is when people just start adding letters that aren't even in there. It's dude, there's no N in that name.
Stramiello or Stramiello sing.
I imagine here in the South, you're Strammy Yellow.
Or just Josh.
Yeah.
Josh is pretty.
Yeah. Well, I'm Mike, just Mike, and people always insist on Michael.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's. I literally have a brother named Michael, and I get tired of correcting him. Sometimes, most of the time I won't, but sometimes I'm like, actually, it's just Mike. And they're like, for real? On your birth certificate? They always ask the same thing. I'm like, I'm just going to start. I'm going to get a shirt with my birth certificate.
It's just
on,
Mike.
just wear it and be like, it's just Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for coming, dude. Thanks for making the long trip up here.
It's a pleasure.
You have some advice for us, right? As far as social media goes, people can ask you, and you want to give them a place where they can all just go look at it, so you don't have to keep explaining it.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
You mean your social or my social? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? No, well, you said you had advice for as far as social media and stuff like that goes.
Yeah,
for you guys, right?
Yeah, for us.
We're just continuing the conversation. You interrupted. You were like, I don't care about this. Let's start the podcast. Question number 1. The same fucking question.
Because I didn't get to start the podcast yet. But yeah, basically that. Yeah.
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 So do you want to restate the question that you asked, and then we can just jump back into it?
We can jump back in. The question is it basically boils down to what's the best times to want to post. I mean, get some traction.
Yeah.
Basically, we're looking for tips and tricks of people that are especially us and other people with podcasts, comedians, anybody in this kind of industry that needs those tips and little tricks of like you said, when to post, what kind of stuff to post, any kind of advice you have.
I'll even take it item specific on even just with our podcast, even if that's the case too. But anything to just get on higher pages, bigger radars.
Yep.
A broader audience.
How to do it right, basically.
First of all, I would feel like a hypocrite and a fraud if I was telling everyone how to do it right. And hopefully 3 years from now, I could be yeah, I'm the guy to talk to for that. But I do have one. I will shout out. I produce Watch Girls Watch Porn. It's on all the porn sites. It's a combination talk show and review show. We're about a year into it, and I would say that it's hard to tell exactly because the views keep going up. It's not. It's kind of like podcasting.
It's a tough problem to have, right?
It is a good. Well, so on TikTok, for example, when you post a video, after that first 2 or 3 weeks, that's 95% of the views you're ever going to get for that video most of the time. And then YouTube is a slow, gradual burn with occasional viral. The porn sites are pretty much whatever month you put it up, you'll get that traffic that month. You can expect that traffic, and if it's a good video, plus 5%. Until for 7 years. It's really evergreen. So our lowest view video right now across all platforms is probably 90,000 views and growing.
Yeah.
And our best is 300,000 for an episode. So that's what little bit of credibility. And then I've managed a bunch of social media accounts. The biggest jump is I took a girl from 140,000 on TikTok to 1.2 million.
Nice.
In about 5 months. So I have
it's about 10 times the growth.
I have some chops, and I've repeated it, right? I've grown a bunch of different accounts a bunch of different ways. So I would say that I'm a competent digital marketer.
You know a thing or two about a thing or two.
I'm a thing or two about a thing or two. Same way how I feel about comedy. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I'm not an expert. So I'll do a couple like tips and tricks, I guess. But I think what's more effective, and I was explaining this, there's no silver bullet. Like, it's not like I could give you guys a blog post and it's like, do these 5 weird tricks to be, you know, a millionaire. It's always usually you need to find your angle. You need to find the thing about you that's compelling or special. So I think what would make sense is to just talk like a couple best practices, and then for us to talk about your show specifically and like get into if there's anything I can help with your show.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And we already tell everybody our show sucks, so we can talk about that part off the air. We tell them up front that our show sucks, and
I think that's why some of the people that actually do watch us watch it is because it sucks. They're like, it's horribly good.
I think too, because we're honest about it. We're not like, oh, we're doing these big things. We're like, nah, my mom's one of my listeners, I think, and this show gets fucking filthy, and she hardly ever brings it up in person, but when she does, it's the only time I get embarrassed.
Immediately. Cry.
Yeah.
Whatever, Mom.
Well, I would hope what we're talking about is interesting, you know, not just to like comics that are listening, but also like to regular people. Cause like you were talking about this, right? Jason said as a non-comic, like you had this extra time and you're like, man, I wish I could like put it into like making something or making content. So like, let's do some first principle, right? So the first principle is like, what is something that is interesting about you or something that like you give a shit about, right? And so like what I'll see a lot of comics do, and I don't think you guys have done this with the way the format is for the show, but they'll go, oh, I'm doing comedy, so I'm a comedian and that's interesting. No, that's not interesting. It's not interesting to be a comedian. It's not interesting to be an actor. Like even when I say actor, right? Like, are you on Law and Order? That's a special type of actor. Are you on like the TV show Community? Completely different actor,
totally different.
Right? So like you have to figure out what are the things you want to put forward. Because it doesn't take, if you've properly done it, you don't need to have 1 million subscribers to be successful in the content game. Like you need to figure out who your people are and you need to give them content that they want. So I think it makes so much sense. Like there's this old adage, measure twice, cut once. And I think that I would say measure 15 times, iterate 15 times. Don't say, hey, this is our formula, we're going to stick to it. Like what I like to do now in the startup world is ask the person who's going to buy it, hey, would you buy this thing before I build it? So like get it designed, get it mocked up and be like, hey, would you hit click on this? We don't even have it. It's just a picture of it. It doesn't exist. But hey, would you buy this thing? And if they say yes, then we'll go build it.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with the podcast, right? So like some ideas that I'll throw out here. Get on AdSense on Google AdWords. There's like 1 million different websites that'll let you do this and look at what trending searches are. What are people looking for?
So how do you find AdSense? Like what do you actually Google to get there?
Yeah, so you could go on Google and then type up tool, like literally the word tool, trending, Google. I don't even think you have to include AdSense. And then Google has its own analytics platform, but to get most of those insights, you have to set up a Google AdSense account. But there's tons of free tools that are out there where you could look up like 100 or 200 keywords, and it'll be literally the front page. They'll all be promoted.
Okay.
All different. I think SEO Rush is one of the good ones that's out there. They'll try to get you to pay after like 50 searches, but you know, even then, like you wouldn't need it for more than a month. So we're talking about like $10 of investment. And so what you can do is go, okay, are people looking for extreme podcast? Are people looking for a comedian podcast? Probably not. But like, what is something like you work at a moving company, right? What's something that you feel comfortable like pick 3 things to describe yourself besides the word comedian.
Guitars, shoes, and filth.
Okay. 3 words to describe yourself.
Video games, cooking, and wrestling.
Okay. So I'll take one thing that you said first to start, right? So the shoe flip game, right? You don't want to be a comedian with a podcast because then you're just the, and I don't mean this with disrespect at all, right?
Yeah.
Then you're just the 80,000th funny, or like in terms of, here's the funniest,
sure.
You're the 80,000th funniest comic with a podcast. Or you could be the funniest podcast that talks about shoes.
I see what you mean.
That flips it right
Find
there.
like your niche or like basically your angle.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
And you're already doing it. You said you're already buying the shoes. You're already putting it up, right? You've already got the video aspect to it, right? So like you could have the shoes right here. You could negotiate with your guests. You could have guests on where you like live buy and sell. It's got the Pawn Star thing built into it, right? So you're like, okay, well, what? And this is where like I'm saying, remember, don't measure twice, cut once. Measure 15 times, right? So you're like, again, This gets really specific.
Sure,
That's why
of
there's
course.
not. But let's say
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
using the shoe example for a second, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I imagine it's not like or it is kind of the same in comedy where people ask me for advice and I've asked for advice, but there's no blueprint that just says this is how you do it, because everybody's different and everybody's path
This is just a
different.
good
and it's-
example, and you can
I
take
see
it
what
and
you mean,
evolve.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, any advice that like Jeff Foxworthy would give probably wouldn't have helped Dave Chappelle's career. You know?
Exactly.
Like
Of course.
those are the,
Of
but they're
course.
both probably two of the most commercially successful comics of all time, like two of the top 50 for sure. So, but their advice would have ruined each other's careers if they'd given it to each other. So it's really about finding, your spin. So on the shoe thing, we'll just zero that down and try to build like a case study of like, this is how to build a business around it. Right. So one of the things that you could do is say, okay, how am I going to monetize this? And one of the ways that you could do that is by having people submit to you shoes they want to sell. So like they want to sell these shoes. Consignment is like a really popular business model. So like a store that sells something on consignment can put it on eBay, or they can just have it in a window. Most stores that are worth their chops are now putting it on eBay or
Yes.
one of the other platforms.
broader audience.
There are still some stores, believe it or not, that primarily do their business through foot traffic. So if you have these high-end products, you can give the guys a vanity piece where you go, hey, here's my show. You're going to send me like a $5,000 shoe, right? I know a guy, if you look on my Instagram, there's actually a video of me setting up the social media for him. He's got like,
The Red Octobers.
I mean, he's got everything. But
Yeah.
if you go on my Instagram Stram show, go on it. But there's like, I only have like 8 pictures. One of them is me in this guy's house. He's got like $1 million plus shoe collection, like just
Wow.
crazy
Nice.
crazy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like he's got game worn signed Kobe Bryant shoes. He's got
I don't have
the shoes
anything like that.
He's got the shoes that LeBron James wore in his first All-Star game. Like it's an
he's
insane.
like a super fan a little bit on the
and he's a
shoes.
super wealthy guy. Super wealthy guy. So for
That
him,
helps fuel that.
Yeah.
so for him,
Money.
he's not going to be motivated at all by consignment. He doesn't want to sell anything. But what he does like is guys like that are motivated by showing off and vanity. So if you're going to make an episode that gives him a really good video, really cool commentary, guys cracking jokes, cool people talking, and the shoe is the focal point of the conversation, like the history of the shoe, what this shoe means to him, right? Like now he wants to come on and give you this shoe, but also sneakerheads, dude, there's so many sneakerheads that are never going to see that shoe in their life. Like
Yeah.
that shoe is like a crazy shoe to them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now you've created content where we've just kind of pieced this together where you have a value add to the collector where you approach them and you go, hey, one, we can kind of help you sell it if that's what you're looking for. But mostly you're going to get this polished video that you can show off on your social media and show to your friends. Cause like that shoe's just sitting in a box right now at home. Maybe you can put a picture up, but this is like all of these people validating how cool you owning this shoe is. So then they're like, yeah, I mean you test that pitch, right?
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
go back to the methodology, right?
Okay.
I've said these people would want you to make the content for them. So you test it by going, okay, I'm going to take that pitch that we came up with. I'm going to call 20 shoe collectors and see how many of them would come on the show. And if you call 20 and 5 say yes, fuck yeah, you got a concept. If you call 20 and 15 say yes, you got a hit, right?
Yeah.
Because now you've got your content sourcing problem and a unique angle. And I'm not talking about people bringing $50 shoes, right?
Yeah.
You can go exotic with it. And like that's your hardest thing is like the money that you would have to spend to acquire all these shoes. Now they're bringing it in for you. The next step is, okay, well, I've got the content solved, and always start with the content. How
The
do
product.
I get people to pay me to do this? Because like I talk to so many comics. Can I just get on a fucking soapbox for a second? Is that okay? Like, do I have your permission? Okay.
Yeah.
The idea of the comedy club is so fucking dead to me. And like this isn't like bitterness. Like, I don't think the bookers are bad guys. I don't think I'm some undiscovered genius. But the model of like you grind in comedy, you kiss ass, you politic, maybe you get into like opener status and then you leave for New York or LA and then you're on TV. That model is dead. It's been dead for a minute.
Gone.
However, there's never been more opportunity in that, like, if that booker doesn't want to book you, you don't need that booker. Like, there's a kid locally, I'm going to shout him out, Ray Sands. You guys,
I know Ray,
Shinobi Ray on TikTok. Check out Shinobi Ray, okay? I want to say, and his numbers could be higher than this, but bro's got like 600,000 on TikTok and like 75, 80,000 on YouTube. And those numbers could be twice of what I just said because he's growing crazy.
Yeah.
And he's a comedian that also happens to be black that's doing commentary on anime. And when you add all three of those words together, now he's the only person doing that, and there's a giant market for it. He's the only black comedian doing commentary on anime. Like, maybe there's another one, but like he's in a super small category.
Yeah,
and
super niche.
I'm not going to count other people's paper, but I will tell you that he makes more money. And this is over, he's my boy. Like, I hope he knows it.
Yeah,
he makes more money than most of the comedians in the comedy scene, right?
It makes a good living off of it.
Could make a living off.
Yeah.
A lot of people would call that a good living, right? And he did it without waiting for the booker. He did it without, right? So is that stand-up? No. But like, let me talk to the stand-up comics for a second. Don't be kissing ass to get on bringer shows, right? Be hustling to get 200 people. Like, you should be volunteering to be a doorman for free at the comedy club, shaking everyone's hand in line and getting 10 people every night to follow you on social media. Because those are 10 people that pay to go to a comedy show. And yeah, you're not whatever headliner came into town, but those are people that go to comedy shows. And then the second thing, okay, these are now general principles, actually. We got into it. Don't be posting show flyers, man.
Okay.
Like, if your social media is just show flyer, the algorithm is going to dump you on every platform.
Yeah,
Facebook, Instagram.
You got to put actual content up.
It's like boxing. It needs to be jab, 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 one uppercut. You can't just come in throwing the uppercut, right? You got to set it up. So what you need to do, especially if you're a young comic, when you put a poster up and say, come to my show, you're saying, come to my show. Trust me, I'm funny.
Please.
I'm not. You don't know that I'm funny. You're not a household name. So what you need to be doing is fucking memes. Well, you need funny memes. Mm-hmm. Ideally, you make them, but if you don't make them, at least have the fucking work ethic to source them, right? So I know this guy posts funny memes, even if it's from other accounts, right? But ideally, you write your own, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, in comparison to, like, is it better to post a meme than a video of you doing stand-up that's going well? Like,
don't
if you
post
get a good
your stand-up. Do not post
I've
your
noticed
stand-up.
that.
Don't post your stand-up.
This is one of the things I brought up to you when we were talking about you coming out, is I put up a video of me doing stand-up, like 500 views, 600 views, taped it off.
Horrible idea.
It's fucking terrible.
Take it down.
And it's a good
Take
joke.
it down. Take it down yesterday.
I did.
Yeah.
And the same night, like literally late that night, like way off algorithm times or whatever, I posted a 10-second video of my dog just twirling around with somebody else's music on it. 1,900 views in the first hour.
Yep. TikTok?
That was just Instagram Reels.
Yeah. And Reels is, we could have a whole conversation about that too.
Yeah, but
here's why.
What about, and okay, so I had another part to the question.
Please.
So not your stand-up, right?
Never post your stand-up.
Memes,
I could do a dissertation on that.
Memes versus other content that's funny. That's not stand-up. Like other TikTok videos, people do their skits, videos, whatever it is. Which is better, memes or videos? Discounting, taking out the stand-up aspect.
We'll get back to the stand-up. We want to come back to that. But video is king, right? You have to know your platform. So a video that performs really well on TikTok is probably going to be in the 8 to 30 second range, right? A video that performs really well on Facebook is going to be in that, like, I don't know. They change it so much, but it's much longer, minutes, right? Instagram Reels going to cap out at 60 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So each platform is going to be a little different. Also, each platform has its own language. One of the things that does really, really well on Instagram and Facebook that doesn't perform at all on TikTok, and you guys, as soon as you hear it, like you probably heard it, there's like this Indian song. It's like, yeah. And they just take a random clip from an action movie and then they put that song on it. And then it goes viral. And a lot of it is because, especially younger people, like, it looks really cool because it's like the coolest clip of like the original Godzilla in like 2004.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what movie is that? And so people are like looking to figure out what movie it is. They're commenting, and that engagement boosts the algorithm.
Getting
right?
people, engaged.
Okay.
But that wouldn't work on TikTok because TikTok is about understanding what the content is. So like all of the TikTok content is searchable, and not all of it, because some of it. Most of the TikTok content that does really well finds its own niche. So there's like a strip talk on TikTok. There's a mom talk on TikTok. Like, there's all these communities. And when you find a way of segmenting to that community, that's when you become really successful. If it's just a random video, then you're competing against all other random videos.
How do you get into that? From hashtags? Does that actually take you there?
Hashtags, also the people, right? So if young males primarily are the only ones that are interacting with my video, and TikTok it'll put you out to a experimental audience, so like 500 to 1,000 views, and it's a really broad range of people. And then based on who your video interacted with, let's say it's primarily males. Let's use the action video for example. Okay, so if a bunch of males watched it and liked it and interacted with it, that next 5,000 views that TikTok, and also there's a minimum like threshold. So let's say the video did well, but most of the people that interacted with were male. TikTok will make sure that most of the people that see it for the next 10,000 views are men. And then it further dives into age range from there, and then tastes. So like TikTok's algorithm is so sophisticated, it can figure out it's an action video clip just based on who's responding to it. It doesn't actually need the hashtags. But when you feed it the proper amount of information, I'll recommend this. Anyone who's listening or checking this out, Facebook, it's Instagram Marketing Secrets and TikTok Marketing Secrets. It's a group run by my friend Michael Sanchez.
It's on Facebook?
They're both on Facebook.
Okay.
They're free. He does have paid versions, but for the first year, you definitely don't need his paid version. I've gone through all of his stuff, through his courses. He's one of my StarCraft buddies. He's the premier. He's the guy for TikTok. Like, he has clients that are like 20 million, 15 million followers, and he's built like all the playbooks for that. So if you want to like learn more specifically about how the algorithms work, I'm not the best suited to answer that, but Michael Sanchez, Instagram Marketing Secrets, and TikTok Marketing Secrets are two different Facebook groups that he runs that are really, really good, and people are talking every day about how do I build better content. One of the local comics who's been killing it, Mana, I think I invited her into that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I told her about it and then invited her into it, and at the time I think she was at like 15,000 maybe, and I want to say she's in like the 90,000 range now, and I know she's been an active member in that community. So I'm not going to take the credit for that. That's her hard work.
Yeah.
But she also put herself in a situation where she's around all these people making content that are giving tips and talking. That's how you do it. Don't hang out an extra hour at the open mic, right? It's killing me that people will make this their everything, right? We're like young people, a fictional person who's like 21. They put on Facebook bio working at comedian, and this is all they want to do, and they don't make content.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get into now.
You doing it. Like,
we've been doing this for a year, but I want to put even more out there. Like you said, I'm building my office to another place to record.
Oh, yeah.
Getting guitar stuff together. I play a little bit. Not a pro by any means, but have some ideas for just different content, shit that I'm into, and I feel like if I'm into it, it's going to come out a better product because I actually can. I'm not just trying to do videos just to get the likes. Like, I want to do stuff that I want to do.
Yeah,
and I think that makes it better.
But you do want to gain a broader audience.
Yeah, yeah. I do want
to throw a bigger net. You know?
Do you? Do you?
I kind of want to, like, from what he's saying is...
You open up more doors for certain things to be more under scrutiny, I'm sure.
Well, think not that. It's what he's saying is, and it kind of is in line with something you're saying earlier, that the old model of, say, comedians is dead, which used to be do clean comedy, get on TV, do the Tonight Show, and get a sitcom.
Yeah.
Well, that's dead because there were no avenues for unclean comedy, or whatever you want to call it, crude humor, filthy,
dirty,
whatever, where now there is a lane for that, and it's not like I don't want a sitcom. That's not what I'm going for here. I want to do stand-up, one day movies. I want to be play a villain in like movies, maybe TV shows
more than anything.
Yeah, I want to play a villain so bad. But I that model is dead. Tim, when I worked with Tim Dillon, he's one of the reasons I started podcasts because he yelled at me in the green room, and he's like, "What are you fucking stupid?" He's like, "That's what we do now as a comedian. You build a podcast, you build a following. You don't have to go target anybody because that automatically the people that like it will be your targeted audience. You build that up. Now you can sell tickets, and now you can go to any venue. Of course, they'll book you if you can sell the place.
Let's talk about that for a second. Just to interrupt you, right? Let's say your goal is that you want to be a career comic, right? Well, I could sit here right now and I could tell you a dozen ways to make a living off of comedy that are all loosely related but different. But like most comics, the purists, let's start from pure as possible and then move out. They want to do shows for audiences and get paid to do that, okay? You don't need 1 million followers. You don't need 100,000 followers on Instagram. You need 200 to 300 fans in 10 cities that you can drive to on a circuit. You need 250 fans in Dallas that will actually come and watch you. You need 250 fans in Houston, San Antonio, Austin. And when you have like 3,000 fans, but they're spread out in those areas and you can pack a show out, you could actually low key like make a living like at that level, right? Where you're making a couple grand a weekend because you're booking your, like, you pay a couple $100. I'm not going to call them out, but like there's a comedy club right now where, and I'm sure there's more than one, where you could get the room for free, or you could pay a couple $100 to get the room and you keep the ticket price and you can split the food and drinks, right?
Yeah.
So if you're bringing 250 people in and their average check per person is $40,
that's making money.
That's a good paycheck.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing is, to build the following to get those fans, now the way is not getting on TV, it's social media.
you could do it
That's
door to
building a
door.
following.
It pisses me off that, in fact, you know what, Mike, I would like to do this with you as a video, or if you don't want to do it,
Considering we have some door-to-door experience here.
yeah,
Over 10 years.
I would like to do
20 years.
I've done this already. I've done little versions. So I've been out as a comic for like 2 months. I think I said this off air, but I'll say it again on air. So I don't want to just say this. I'm going to actually commit to, I'm going to send a message to myself right now that I'm going to commit to trying this. So barking, right?
Yeah, I've done tons of that.
Yeah. But as content where you're clipping the barking and basically your crowd work, those are your TikTok videos and your YouTube videos, but also you legitimately want those people that you're talking to come to your fucking shows.
Which I already
so you
do
get
that.
them to follow your Instagram.
After a show and people come up, I'm like, hey, pull out your phone. At Mikey B the Comic, follow me. Free tickets, whatever. Make them pull up my page right there. Full on barking like that.
Full on barking. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
And
for
so
some
if you
content.
did that, so watch this, right? What's the next travel date you have in another city?
October 8th through the 10th, I'm in Oklahoma City.
Beautiful, right? So watch, we're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen, live consulting. So you're going to have a bunch of downtime the day in between your first show and your second show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a camera or GoPro or something on a little tripod, and you're going to go down to a busy downtown or mall area that's in Oklahoma City, and you're going to set a timer, and in 2 hours, you're going to try to talk to as many people as possible, get those people to follow you on Instagram, as many wins as you can as possible, okay? And then you're looking to do crowd work. Each one of them, you're doing crowd work. Hey, I'm a comedian. Can I do crowd work with you for 2 minutes? And they say yes. And then you're just going to do it just like you were at a fucking show. And you're going to be riffing off the top. You're going to be practicing that muscle. You do it for 2 hours. You probably talk to like 40, 50 people. You get 30 followers, okay? That actually now follow you. Like, you're a real person they remember.
You went to a mall, a restaurant, a busy place.
And they're a mile or two from the comedy club. So their physical body gets close to that comedy club, okay? So not only might you end up selling an extra 5 or 10 tickets for that show, but now you do that every time you're in Oklahoma City, and after a year or two of that, you've got your own 500 followers in Oklahoma City. But also, you take the highlights of that. So if you'll look, remember how I said don't post your stand-up?
Yeah.
If you go look at my Facebook profile right now and my Instagram profile, which is in its infancy, I think I've posted 3 clips of me doing stand-up in the last week or two. None of it is my material. It's crowd work and it's funny things that happened. It's not a single fucking joke that I wrote.
Nice. See, I just did a weekend at Comedy Arena, and the video I got, I'm more excited to cut out the clips of that stuff because I did a lot more like crowd work and riffing. Instead of, because I'm tired of just posting my jokes. I mean, I know they're good. They work in front of a crowd, but they're just not for social media, and that's helped me realize that that's the stuff I need to post.
You cannot create content you cannot create. The barrier for stand-up comedy is so not the barrier, the grading rubric, the bar is so high because we sit down and we watch Netflix and people will watch stand-up just for a couple hours fucking around. That's some of the best comics in the world, and so people today consume more comedy than was even available to be consumed 20 years ago or 30 years ago. There literally wasn't a library of content. So when you put your stand-up on Instagram, okay, no offense to anybody, but if you're listening to this and you're not like Dave Chappelle, when you put your stand-up on Instagram, you're cheapening it because people are dumb and they've watched the best in the world do it, and they look at you and they go, not that funny.
Yeah.
Not that funny, okay?
That makes sense.
But that's
I never
your
thought
material,
about it like
and
that.
that's your material, right?
Yeah.
But when you're doing stuff off the cuff, impromptu, crowd work, okay? Steve Hoffstreter, and
I follow him.
He's famous for this, and we can have a whole discussion about him.
Out at his
Steve
shows,
destroys heckler,
and some of what Steve does is probably staged, and I would love to talk to Steve about that sometime. And no sense to him, he's a hustler.
Fight.
Yeah, he could bring it, but I don't want to.
Ginger, he'll fucking
take your soul. He needs one.
Yeah,
I actually want to, and I want to finish what you're saying, but let's wrap this part up and move into the actual podcast. It's a lot longer than
make
we planned
content.
for,
Let's recap. Make content. don't post your stand-up. Build an audience. Understand what your goal is. What is my goal? Is my goal to make money? Okay, how are we going to build the business plan for the show? Is my goal to be a comedian? Okay, how am I going to use the show to facilitate people coming to my comedy shows, right?
Yeah.
Make sure the goal lines up
following.
with the business plan. But your following needs to fit your purpose. If your purpose is to sell sponsorships, you need a big following. Get as many people as possible. If your purpose is to sell out shows, it doesn't need to be that big. And you can mix in locally targeted things. Like you could make a meme page that does jokes about, TCU football.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep the people that share it and like it and interact with it local to the are going to come to your
new content of somebody that says something about it that could turn out to be funny.
It could be the funniest comic that comments on, SMU football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've got, and those people are rich, and if they come to your shows, they're going to buy bottle service and shit and VIP tables. You just have a business plan that lines up with what you want to do in your career.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good advice.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Fuck yeah.
That's great. We spent like 35 minutes on the advice part, and I told Jason, I was like, oh, it'll be like 10, 15 minutes.
No,
but,
I knew it wouldn't be.
That's
fine.
Yeah, of course, because I'm a liar.
No, it was really good content we brought in.
No, but thank you,
you're
thank you
just,
for all the advice. I'm gonna definitely have to rewatch the video to remember all of it. But
Just do the Barker thing. I think do the Barker thing in Oklahoma City.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should go out and make some videos like that too. Though
I would be
think
down.
I'm down for that.
I've done it a little bit, but I haven't recorded it. So
and you get a test. I'm just good at like fucking with strangers. Like
you're off
I've
the
always
cuff
done
talking
that.
to people stuff like just out of nowhere, especially strangers. Like they're always like, "What? Huh?" That's the reaction all the
I've
time.
never seen him do that laugh, but yeah,
Every single time. Every single time.
Yeah, every single time. But
you always catch them off guard, and then you say something cute, and then they all are like, "Oh."
he said I say something cute, like a mob guy's going to pull a gun on me and be like, "Oh, you fucking cute, huh?"
Fucking Texas, man.
Yeah, well, tot.
Fucking cowboy.
All right, well, let's get into the filth that is the normal open mic podcast.
Yeah, from smart shit to stupid shit.
Yeah, let's get from as smart as we just got. Let's get as fucking stupid as we can.
Let's do it.
Okay, so how about this? So would you rather dine alone at a restaurant or go to a movie by yourself?
I'll do both, dude. Take myself on a date and treat yourself. I have no problem. I've been to like the Brazilian steakhouses alone, and they always look at me like I'm weird. I don't give a shit because I'm in heaven right now.
Well, good point you bring up, but it does look weird, and it looks weird to families and everyone else.
That's okay.
Yeah, who cares? Fuck them.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. But I think I'd rather do the dining thing just because the movie thing. It's fucking a technical age, baby. I can download that movie for free and watch it at home in my underwear.
Yeah. Are you like opposed to doing either alone?
I have eaten alone many a time. I have never gone to a movie alone. I can't imagine.
I did one time only. It was just because I got fired from where I worked because I slapped someone, and I was afraid to go home and like tell my parent figures that I got fired.
I feel like going to a movie theater alone is like an invitation to have anonymous gay sex. Like that's the only people that do that.
That's what happened when I did it. Yeah, and that's why I did it.
Like some old man's gonna sit on my lap, and I'm gonna be the asshole for being like, "Hey, I'm here to actually watch."
I'm actually here to sit on your lap.
Like it was a sign that you were bringing in there coming alone. Like little did you know, young guys in their 20s come in alone to the theater to get some dick on dick action.
Yeah, I came here to watch. I don't even know what Frozen 3. Like I'm not here for this.
I'm as stiff as something Frozen 3 times. No, I the only time I've been to a movie alone is just because I had to kill time or back. This is years ago. It was actually when you were single and you had a chick come over, and I was like, he was dating some chick I didn't like, so I was like, I'm just gonna go to a dollar movie. I just can get the fuck out of here.
It's a pro play. The dollar movie theaters are great.
And they ended up blowing a bunch of old dudes, and I was like, why haven't I been doing this the whole
time? He loved going there. He was going a lot for a while. I was like, shit.
You got another question for us?
Would you rather be forced to listen to the same 10 songs, or would you only be forced to listen to 10 movies? I don't know. I fucking spit that out all fucked up.
Today, Junior.
Would you rather be forced to listen to the same 10 songs on repeat, basically, for the rest of your life, or forced to watch the same 10 movies only?
Oh,
so 10 songs or 10 movies?
Is it always on? Like, or is this when I listen to music?
I know with the repeat, it's just that you can only hear those 10 songs or watch those 10 movies.
Oh, that's tough.
Movies.
I think I would take movies also.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait!
I don't know, man, because I love movies. I love a good sci-fi flick, horror flick.
I was thinking about it wrong. I was thinking about the watching, but you need to think of it from what you can't watch. So if I pick the movies, that means I can't watch any more movies.
That's right. Ever.
If I pick the music, I might just basically quit music, but I could still watch new movies.
True.
So I would pick music and lock in the 10 songs so that I could watch new movies because I care about movies more than the music.
Okay.
I might pick the movies because there's always music in movies. But man, no, I don't know. It's tough because I love both. I love just sitting around listening to music.
So
sometimes.
would you like just never basically listen to music again except those 10 songs and watch as many movies as you wanted, or only watch those 10 movies but listen to as much music as you wanted, new, old, everything in between?
I'll take the music. I
think I would too.
Yeah, I want to listen to music.
Movies.
I'll sacrifice the movies. I'll just watch The Matrix.
Everybody would be like, "Hey, did you see this?" I'd be like, "Nope."
I can't, and you know that I
didn't.
can't.
I just didn't. No, I didn't. I never saw any of the John Wicks.
And when we say movies with like Game of Thrones, that's like a limited series. I could still watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
All right.
Well, it's not TV; it's HBO.
So you like binge all these shows and shit. Be like, hold on, are they making a show out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a movie. They're not going to make a show.
Now, what if it's on HBO Max? Does it still count as a movie?
I mean, now we're getting to the technical side of the would you rather.
I'll read the book.
Okay. Would you rather have sex in a public place or send a dirty text or a pic to the wrong person?
I mean, I've done both.
Yeah.
I think I have too.
I have.
But what would you rather do if you had to do it again?
I mean, consensual public sex. That's the only answer here. Like,
I feel like that's the only one.
That's an easy one.
Nobody's frowning at somebody in the as if you sent the wrong.
You gotta at least make it get caught having sex in public. It can't just be like
Not by the
successfully have sex in public.
Yeah, not by the cops to make you a sex offender, even though you weren't doing sex offender type things. But I'll take that because it means I got to come.
Let's rewrite that question. That question should be: would you rather get charged with public indecency for having sex in public, or accidentally send a lewd and sexy pic to either a coworker or a family member?
Yeah, something that'll get you possibly in that legal
Yeah.
trouble or lose your job.
You're in trouble either way.
Yeah, I'll still take the sex thing because I get to come.
I mean, I feel like
And if it's just indecency I'm getting charged with, that's fine.
I guess it could be sodomy depending on where in Texas you are and who you're having sex with.
Depends on when they catch us during the sex.
Yeah, and what stage.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something that you did once that you'd never do again?
Blow all those guys in that movie theater.
This podcast.
One time only. Right?
Yeah. I only did it one time, 15 times.
What's one thing?
For me, online dating.
Online dating.
I'll probably never do it again. Yeah, I'm married now, but I mean, I don't think I would even resort back to that.
I know this one. I know this one.
Yeah, I will.
You immediately.
I would.
Yeah, I would.
Dating or pursuing a serious relationship with someone who had kids. That one I tried. That's
just not for you.
It's not for me.
You want to do it fresh from the get-go yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm at a point where like I might just like never have kids, but and learn to live with that. Although I even have some of my jokes have been working out recently about talking about 1.5 kids, but
all your priorities.
Well, they're
change.
I don't want to take my poor parenting and try to fix a situation that's already fucked up. Like that's you're asking me to do too much. That's outside of my depth.
Well, I'm a jealous man, and I know this is going to sound a little fucked up, but stepkids are just reminders that some other dude nutted up in you.
Yeah. At this stage, you have to assume that every chick you're being with has already been nutted in.
Yeah, if I'm begging a virgin, I'm probably doing something wrm. I'm probably in trouble.
It is a crime.
I think something
just for you to have sex with a virgin.
I think just me having sex is a crime. The one thing I would do or wouldn't do again ever is change myself to be with somebody. Every guy's done that.
Yeah, to a degree.
You like pretend like you even convince yourself you're into all the shit that some chick is into, and then immediately after you have sex comes that Job moment from Arrested Development where it's like I've made a huge mistake. Yeah. So many times I've had sex with a chick and I was like, wait a minute, I don't like this person at all.
Yeah.
We're completely different people.
You're making like all kinds of plans
anymore.
before you're fucking and stuff. You're like, we're going to do this.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to change or pretend to be someone I'm not for somebody just to be with someone.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do that.
I think I should be more open to change. Actually, I think I've been an obstinate asshole, and
Never
that's
change,
why,
dude. Never.
That's why I've been single. And also, I was also much. I'm still kind of toxic, but I was like really toxic when I was younger, and I think it's because I was like, I ain't gonna be in love. That shit's gay. Like it was just my general.
It's the most straightest thing ever. Actually,
I know. That was.
Your viewpoint is a very woke standpoint, is what it looks like. I mean, you take everything very literal, is what it seems like for what it actually is, and you can disambiguate, what it is for face value.
Yeah. Well, I think I just like didn't want to. You were saying change for a girl.
Yeah, I don't mean like change is one thing. Like
I think I didn't want to contribute.
Change. I think that's
like if you hit women, you got to stop hitting women if you're with the one you like.
I've never hit a woman. Don't look at me when you say that. But I punched one girl, but she got in the way of someone else's punch.
I have never hit a woman that didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I was a teenager and she was older than me and tried to beat me.
No, I mean explicitly consent. Hey, I need you to hit me during sex. Like, not just say like I interpreted she was asking.
I do that for them. I'm not into that.
I mean, when you reach that peak, I mean, it also has to be like you have to know, like, hey, don't leave any marks this time.
Yeah,
get a pillowcase.
No marks.
No, but I think as humans we should change. Now, I don't want to say constantly, but I think like every year you should at least reevaluate and see if you're evolving to the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
But as far as like changing for somebody or something like that, I don't want to do that. That's fake. I don't want to do that shit anymore.
What about growing with somebody though? Because like I've dated
different.
someone that's inspired me to change.
That's evolving. That's a different thing. When you're just changing, just to be with that person just because they're this way or they only want someone this way is one thing, as opposed to finding love in your heart and opening up to another person and tying it to them, Josh.
Yeah.
And then changing with them.
I mean, what if the change
growth.
is positive? That's the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah, I'm okay with that.
okay.
But I'm not changing myself, like pandering who I am.
You know, the thing is that my wife inspired a change in me, you know, and whatever that change is, like I was apprehensive at first about it, you know, and it took time to accept it, but it was for the best. It was like not flipping out and being so upset and fucking angry.
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
all
And the way
time,
you're smirking at me lets me know that she pegs you now.
No, not yet, but
Working up to it. That's the evolution.
what do you think, honey?
Yeah. She's like, yes.
Yeah. All right. What's one smell you can't stand?
Cat piss.
Yeah.
I fucking
Drive you
hate it.
nuts.
Burns my eyes. I fucking hate it. Makes me instantly angry. Hate
Upset runs the day.
I'm not a fan of fish. Not a fish smells.
You smell the fish and you're like that.
Yeah, it's something genetically. I'm just
Just don't like
against fish.
You don't eat pussy. I get it.
Well, you don't eat it at every fish market, basically.
Yeah,
you
well-
know, it's,
Morning, ladies.
I eat less pussy than I should.
fair.
I say that
Yeah.
about every man. I think all of us, we all eat less pussy than we should.
Most women would probably agree.
I feel
You know, I've said it on stage, and they don't say shit sometimes. I'm like, what are y'all doing? I'm here fighting for
Because
you, and
they're
you're not
with-
going to back me up?
Because they're with the dude that doesn't eat enough pussy and he's paying the tab and taking
And how
care-
do you think
and they
he's
don't
gonna
want to
change?
start a new fight because they're already going there making up for an old
I
fight.
have never in my life said the words, please give me a blowjob. I've never asked for a blowjob. I don't expect it.
I'd like a blowjob, please.
And I just like,
You're like,
I
I'm about to
like,
suck this dick.
I like going down on the girls that I like, but like if I like just met you, I don't want to go down on you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like don't take my dick and then suck it for a little bit and I didn't ask you to do that. And then you're like, well, what about me? It's like, well, hey, let's get to know each other, okay?
Yeah. I mean, that was like you bringing flowers. I mean, I'm supposed to go get something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You
I'm
ordered.
old fashioned.
I'm sorry. You ordered from the lunch menu. Now you asking for dinner, bitch.
Yeah.
Armpits for me. Armpits. I smell
I
anyone's
don't like a
fucking
funky-
armpits, man.
yeah.
If I smell
like
your armpits in the room and it's like onions, Whataburger,
I had
it's
sex-
like, we're
it's
done
that-
talking,
yeah.
dude. We're
That
fucking
BO,
finished. Our
that
conversation
onions,
is
I,
over.
I had sex with this girl who had like an armpit fetish.
Ugh.
And she just kept wanting to like smell and lick my armpits during sex.
You're so manly.
It is so hard to be present and enjoy yourself when someone is.
How-
It's like, what is this real? Like, is this a bit?
Like, you're tickling me.
Dude, how do you respect and kiss that woman on the mouth again?
well, you don't care. I'll tell you
How do you
this.
French that lady?
I don't want. I'm pretty sure she won't listen to your
I had a
podcast.
chick-
Well, I
but-
would say you just got to go down maybe on her armpit and just mix the armpit must that's on your
No,
face with
you
the
come
armpit
in
must
her
on her
armpit,
face.
dude.
Oh man, I don't know.
I had a chick eat my ass once, and I didn't ask her to, but I'm a gentleman, so I let her. And
It's a lot of work.
man,
Big ass.
You don't
that-
talk to her in the face
I
a whole
think
lot right after,
I
dude.
kissed her a few times after that, but I was like, yeah, we got to break up.
I mean, if I like the girl, there's nothing I won't do. If I like the girl, of
I
course.
liked her, but
The issue is I don't like just because I think you're sexy does not mean I like you. We got to spend time together. Like I gotta
forms.
hear about your childhood trauma you overcame. Like once we're bonded, like yeah. Whatever.
I got to check your
Overcame.
stories that they stay
Good
the
luck with
same
the overcame
each
part.
time
Yeah.
that you tell
Yeah.
them to me.
yeah, because most of the girls I've dated still aren't over their drama,
Yeah.
or they're creating new. Is that it for the questions? You want to move on?
You want to roll in?
Yeah, let's move on to the open mic. Why don't you give us a good hard spin there in either direction? Give it a good
firm
girthy
one.
spin.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not
And
gonna
if we
break
don't
it.
like it, we'll spin again because we make the fucking rules. That wasn't a good spin.
A harder one than that. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Seems about the same. Rid the world of one thing.
Yep.
Rid
Okay.
the world of something. What's gone?
The first thing I thought of is really controversial.
Say it. This is the place
religion.
that-
Religion.
That's why no one's
Religion?
going.
Religion. Yeah.
All right.
I got rid of religion.
So a bunch of people.
Where's your God now?
What is that? And then they murder you because they have no consequence.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is. That's what religion was. It was a form of control.
If the well, man, that's all. We don't have time for that conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Okay, I'm gonna rid the world of. Can we stop saying Karen? It's over. Old people ruin everything, like they did Tiger King, the Macarena, anything we ever enjoyed has been ruined. The Karen thing, like, it's enough. I'm tired of like getting on TikTok or something like, well, this Karen, like, just say this bitch. It's a fucking bitch. Karen, you're softening it for her.
Everyone's quick to drop the Karen. You're a Karen.
You're softening it for her, and she's not going to change.
So we're going to get rid of...
because you're already just being nice about
Get
it.
rid of all uses of the word Karen and all Karens once and for all. We'll
Karens
just
too,
delete all of them.
Well, that's that's the main part of this. Take the
They
Karens
have to
with you.
legally change their names.
Okay.
Or
Less
They
harsh.
get to choose it.
You get a new
no,
name.
I meant kill them.
Oh,
I just thought they'd be disappeared and we'd have no memory of them.
Sure.
eradicated.
Thanos will.
Because otherwise, what's going to happen to religion? How are we going to get rid of that? We're not going to kill everyone that's religious. That's harsh.
I'm going to take this road and say, let's get rid of racism. We can all use the N word, and it's funny.
Way to look like us, make us look like a dick.
That was the
Yeah.
one thing you were looking for was the N word.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I should have gotten rid of racism or world hunger or something, since we're going to do serious
Get
answers.
rid of
Yeah, you guys took all the good ones
Yeah.
now, and I can't.
You gotta jump in.
I
Get
was
one.
like,
Go
thinking
ahead.
get rid of like fucking fish tacos.
I'm going to get rid of death. We're all immortal.
There's not enough supplies on the earth, and some
Yeah,
people need to
we're
go.
gonna-
But we can't procreate.
Uh,
And we can still murder, but we just don't die naturally.
This kind of sounds like that Love and Robots kind of plot on that one story. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No kids. Have a good time, but no kids.
Yeah.
No procreating.
or Children of
Okay.
Men was like that.
No taxes.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
rid of fucking
Fuck
taxes.
them
no
out of here with
IRS.
that shit.
Shit, did I just say that?
Do you like
Yeah.
roads, motherfucker?
I don't know. I think yeah.
Do you think that's where the money comes from?
Some of it.
They got enough. That toll, like the toll roads,
With some
they've been charging
taxes.
us for so long. These roads have been built for fucking years.
It's private. That they don't.
It's privatized.
They built the roads
rid
as
of
a
them.
business. Also maintaining the roads. I don't know. That's the road podcast.
Whole nother conversation.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the road podcast, where we get insane about roads.
Yeah, let's exit this one.
Yeah. Where we at?
What is trash now? I feel like we kind of just did that.
We just
Karen.
basically did that.
Yeah.
Karen's trash.
Rape,
Yeah.
rape is trash.
Yeah.
Rape is so trash.
Rape has its benefits and drawbacks.
What are the benefits of rape?
Now that you
Spin the
Exactly.
wheel.
There we go.
Exactly. I just had to show you that. Oh, the one Jason wanted me to put on here today.
Oh, okay.
Veggies for breakfast.
Hey, veggies for breakfast.
You know what my favorite vegetable for breakfast is?
Yeah, onions.
A noose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peppers for me.
It's not, yeah, you don't need veggies for breakfast.
I would go peppers.
You know, I started experimenting with green squash in my eggs, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Zucchini.
Do you see why I didn't want to put this on the wheel?
It sounded
Now
funny
what?
at the time.
Now what?
I don't know.
I'm going to spin it again.
Is it? So it's not a boss move to put vegetables in your breakfast?
No, it's
Okay.
it's not. We already hit that one.
Keep trying. You'll get a good one.
Wake up texts.
Uh-oh.
What's a good or bad wake up text for you?
I'm late is bad. Because it like
On
it
a
could
period or
be. It's just bad
Yeah.
to wake up to I'm late.
When
Meeting.
yeah, when
You
things
know,
aren't
rents.
on time, it's bad.
You know, you don't want to be late.
I've had girls stop talking to me because I wouldn't say like "Good morning, beautiful" and all that shit and stuff
Oh
like that.
God, that's a level of clinging.
I've had
Yeah.
girls stop talking to me because I would say, "What's up? Good morning, beautiful."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta give them some space.
I was basically
Facebook
swimming in your
Messenger
wake.
is a fucking snitch. Like I know the minute that I get on Facebook, it's going to show me as active, and then I have to respond to a bunch of messages.
I just keep closing
In my
it. I
personal
just keep
life.
You can turn
closing
that
it.
active off, but then you can't see anybody else's active.
Yeah.
That's a catch.
It's a snitch.
They
Yeah.
won't let you just leer in.
At least it doesn't tell if you took screenshots of people's shit yet. So
Yeah,
Like Instagram does.
yeah. Eventually it will, or Snapchat. Yeah.
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 I got a screenshot notification, and it was really, bro? Like I said,
Was it even anything?
nothing? It was.
No.
It was like it was a. Yeah.
You're like, come on.
What are you trying to do? Like you just you told me.
Oh, hey, my fault. I was doing something with my phone.
Like
and
you
it
just told me you a snitch over nothing, over something that you could you can't use that.
You just
for
sold your
anything.
credibility out.
Yeah.
they just told me that you're going to blackmail me in the next if I ever make it.
Yeah.
you just put this in my back pocket.
Gonna try.
So let's just agree that if you think there's going to be some questionable shit that was just messaged to you that you need to copy it, just have another person with a phone nearby videoing that screen
Yeah, it's
so
so
you
hard.
can see it.
It's so hard.
That's it.
Try a little. Do better.
Get another phone and take a picture with that. Give it a spin. Hecklers. They suck.
Have you had any hecklers recently?
Yeah. That's fine.
Like real recently?
This weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing like real bad. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. Lady yelled something out. And then she got up and while I was like talking to her about it and not being a dick yet, trying to lead her into a trap, she got up and started leaving. I was like, where are you going? And she goes, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I was like, did we just break up? I was like, what the fuck is this?
Did everybody laugh or no?
Yeah, we were laughing. I was like,
Very nice.
I was like, oh, do you have to shit?
Oh.
And she's like, don't say that. And I was like, I feel like we're literally breaking up right now. I've never met
You should
you.
have given her like a card to the show.
Yeah.
Listen to my podcast.
I love hecklers. Hecklers is like you're always bringing piss to a shit fight as a heckler. Like there's no.
Did you say piss to a shit fight?
Piss to a shit
They're
fight.
bringing piss to a shit fight. Knife to a gunfight. Any analogy like
The opposite
like-
of what you need.
the person who's heckling like is so unaware. Like by heckling, they think they're being funny,
see that?
and the
That's true.
reality is like I don't think anyone that has done comedy legitimately will then heckle. Like if you've done comedy, you won't heckle. You'd have to be.
You know what you say that? I've met comedians from other cities, and I can tell they're like from smaller markets, like they're like from somewhere like Amarillo or Lubbock or like a small place.
Yeah.
And they'll sit there and heckle at an open mic. I'm like, hey, you have to go up there. Do you want us to fucking heckle? Are you fucking stupid?
I'd like to think those people are just Nazis and just not worth like
stupid.
Like. But here's the thing: like the heckler, like let's say they're gonna heckle my material, right? Okay, great. It's very heckleable. Go for it.
Sure.
But let's just, let's say I'm talking about couples counseling. That's a joke that I have, right? Bro, do you know how many mics I've gone up and talked about couples counseling? Do you know how many times I sat down with the pad and pen? Do you know how many synonyms and antonyms I've looked up for like what possible take on this are you gonna have that I don't have 5 more that's gonna look like it's gonna look like I came up off the top of the dome, right? Like what do you hope to accomplish? Like this is the first time you've ever had this conversation with me, and I'm in the Matrix. I've already played this over 1 million times. I'm Doctor Strange. I've seen all 14,605,000 ways that we fight, and you win one. It's not tonight.
I used to hate hecklers, but they don't bother me as much anymore because I've gotten really good at turning it around on them without being a dick, or at least making myself look good.
And that's your content.
But the thing that makes me mad, the one kind of heckler I fucking hate is like, okay, I was headlining some brewery show like a few weeks ago, and this guy, I worked in blocks, right? Like I'll do like 5 or 10 minutes on a certain subject, and I was talking about like sex stuff, right? I was doing like sex jokes, whatever you want to call it, dating, sex shit.
Fiction.
But yeah, fiction in my life. Because what I do isn't classified as sex. But anyways, in the middle, I'm in the middle of a joke, and this guy goes, preschool. I was like, whoa, pal, I didn't bring up, I didn't plan, I like pulled up my phone open. I was like, see in my notes where I talk about coming, there's nothing about children here. I was not planning on
preschool in here.
And I just turned it on him, and people were dying laughing. It was actually hilarious. And after the show, he comes up, he goes, hey man, you're a good sport. I felt like I needed to help you. I was like, when I was getting that applause break before you started opening your stupid fucking mouth 40 minutes into my set? Because I literally did like almost 50 minutes. And it was
shirt.
It was like the show was going
Heckler
great.
is the only type of person that could interrupt your clearly doing well comedy and then take credit for the laughs that you get before and after they heckle.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because they're also probably still getting praise afterwards from like, you remember that time when I was at that comedy club? And I fucking
I
said
feel
that?
like other people don't praise them. I feel like they're delusional. They think in their mind. And I get like, I've done research on this. I know that at an actual comedy show in a comedy club, 70% of those people have never been to that environment before. Have never been to a comedy club.
Yeah.
And
Might
all
be
they
their
do is
first trip.
they see it
Yeah.
on TV. They think that's how it works. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Even though they literally have somebody announce, don't heckle right before we start.
Yeah.
And they think that a lot of them just want to be a part
they
of the
actually
show.
say that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Of all the shows, I was
The
always
improv-
I was
the
always,
improv
I was
has a
already
certain
drunk
thing.
at most of your shows that I went
Yeah,
to. Though,
true.
So, okay.
But I asked you ahead of time not to. So I heard you. I saw you at one point. I think at the improv you wanted to, and I was like, "Don't."
I was like, ooh, I thought
I
of
will.
something.
I feel very I sometimes get nervous on stage, especially like when I'm trying new jokes or like there's a booker watching me or something. But I just fucking relax and smile. Like when someone starts to interrupt me or heckle me, I'm like, you just like, okay, this is, no matter what happens, I'm going to get a couple points on the board. And it's like, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because I went, like, I have a law degree, like I went to law school, like I've spent significant time and money getting really good at like arguing, debate. And
Man,
like,
I think I would be an
Like-
excellent lawyer. The
Yeah.
only problem is I'm very fucking stupid. But
Well,
I
I
can
don't think you're
argue. I can
stupid.
argue with
and I'll tell
anybody
you,
forever.
just talking to you, dude, like it's sad that the education system is so fucked up that like
You're making
truly
me feel
creative.
more dumb. I'm just saying.
It's sad that
Play a
truly
violin on this part.
there's a spectrum of intelligence, okay, and there's creative energy, and there's the ability to just regurgitate strictly memorized stuff, and way too much of our education system is people that can afford to send their kids to private tutors, and those kids are being taught how to take a test that's not a test of intelligence, and then those kids are just regurgitating
memorizing
and
facts.
memorizing,
Yeah.
regurgitating and memorizing. And what we need in the workforce, what we need in the world that we're evolving, dude, 10 years ago, food delivery, like Uber Eats, was not a thing. 10 years ago, like we were not online dating. Online dating had a stigma, right? Like the world is changing so fucking fast. We don't need people that can memorize because the playbook isn't written. We need people that are free thinkers. We need people that
Well,
are
also,
problem
too,
solvers.
All those answers are right here. How about we teach each other how to deal with each other?
There you go.
Rather than who won this battle with the Civil War.
100%.
I'm never going to need that unless I go in jeopardy.
Yeah, so don't
And even then, I have my phone down here.
fight the notion that you're dumb, man. Like what you are is you're smart. You're too smart and creative.
I
I'm not
know-
kissing ass here. Like you're too smart to fit in the fucking system. Like I would have dropped out of college if college wasn't free and paying for my rent. Like I was in college because I didn't like to.
It was the stipulation.
It was literally
Yeah.
like you're gonna
You have
let
a roof
me.
over your head by going.
I would be homeless if I didn't have college.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to
the
college.
language, but you know, the language of a comedian is self-deprecation, and like, I know I'm not like the dumbest person on the planet. I consider myself to be
He's
more
working
like
his way up. Before he was dumb. Now he's not the
well, I'm
dumbest.
pretty fucking stupid, but I'm more like a. But I'm also very
He's
smart.
in the dog pound for
I'm
sure. but,
I'm
you
an
know.
idiot savant. I'm only very smart on accident most of the time, or when it just happens. If I try to be smart, I'm gonna fuck that all up, and I know that. So
How many people do you think talk in the whole world? No, I did it wrong.
What do
Let
you
me.
mean?
I see now. I'm being dumb. How many people do you think do comedy? 100,000, a million,
The whole world?
In the
In the whole
world,
world.
I think
It's a
like
big number. I
half
mean-
a million people at least, maybe more.
Yeah,
I think there's no way it's like 2 million. I think that's too high. I
I
think
say a million.
I don't.
Half a million
I think. I feel
sounds-
like a million sounds high. Might
Yeah.
be like half a million.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, think about it. Just in here, DFW alone,
it's a big scene. It's probably like 300 people.
I've seen over 200 come out to a single open mic one time. And I mean, there's so many other people that are always like out in the woodwork, or people who live here
So
to
now,
travel.
now
people
we're
that hardly
including
ever
people
come
who
out.
just do open
but-
mic. Also, don't get any billing.
Sure, but it doesn't change the number that much. Like, let's say there's like 500 comics in DFW. DFW is like top 10 by population metroplexes in the whole fucking country. So you're only at 500 there. Let's say there's 5,000 in New York City or 10,000 in New York City. It's probably not
10,000 California.
Yeah, but we're only at like 20,500 right now.
Good
We've
point.
burned through 3 of the top 10 markets. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
But I
and-
mean, it's growing in other countries
It's
right
growing
now
in-
too. Where
yeah.
like it did, like in India, it used to not be a thing, and now it's like getting kind of big there.
Yeah.
but it's not like
And some of
they're
the
not, like,
Asian
bringing me to
countries,
India or
it's
anything.
stand up and entertainment like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actual stand up.
the point that I was going to make is like I say stand up is like I think the hardest art form, and the reason for that is it's basically being really good at talking and communicating, whereas like singing is like being really good at hitting an octave that requires
same
certain
thing
vocal
each time.
cords. Yeah. So and then like every other art, like painting, right, is something that is limited by like the development of your amygdala and prefrontal cortex and like all these other areas of your brain.
See, I don't know
Comedy,
what those words mean. That's
I
enough
probably
stupid.
use them wrong, right? But
Yeah.
but different areas of your
but
brain.
I don't know because I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Sounded believable.
I'm just smart enough to lie to both of you. But like with every person talks, even deaf people use sign language and blind people use braille. Like every single person has a way of
There's a
communicating,
method.
like both orally and like in writing. And so comedy is the highest form of that. It's saying, hey, I got no music behind me. I got no magic trick because fucking, hey, I'm sorry, but fuck you, magicians. You're not real comics. Like, you're doing something else, and it's great, and there's room for that, but you're not doing comedy. Any prop comic can suck my fucking dick. Pure
So what
comedy.
you're saying, to boil it down, like in my mind, to simplify it for my dumb brain,
You're thinking there's 100,000.
Comedy's harder because we don't have anything to lie back on. We don't
Yeah.
have anything up there with us to lean on. Like if a guitar player in a band misses a note, he just keeps going.
Keeps going.
If I fuck up a joke, I have to call it out and we laugh at it, and I either start it over or I abandon that joke.
There you go.
Yeah.
And there's 7 billion people trying to communicate. So if you look at the pool of 1 million or 500,000 comics and you go, man, I'm only halfway there. There's still 250,000 comics that are funnier than me. Yeah. There's also 7 billion people that are less funny than you. And that's where we
That's who you're targeting to be your audience.
So that's how I feel. There's 7 billion people less funnier than me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus or minus a couple billion.
Yeah. 6.5. Yeah. All right. Well, we don't have time for the workshop this week. Let's move on because now it's time for some crime stories.
Time for crime stories, bitch. 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 Time for crime stories, bitch.
Well, we don't find ourselves in Florida like usual, but
Damn
we
it.
are in Oklahoma. Just like you're about to be.
Yeah, waterless Florida.
Are you going to drive through this place? You can stop and visit if you like. It's Moore, Oklahoma.
I am driving through that place.
Okay. An Oklahoma man allegedly defecated in a grocery store freezer on Sunday night.
We've all been there.
And a woman who was shopping accidentally put her hand in it while reaching for groceries.
That's terrible, and it's hilarious. Tell me more. I'm going to wait until you tell me more.
So they quoted Shirley Wright Johnson as saying, "I picked up a bag of pizza rolls and there was literally some shit on it."
That was a weird accent choice.
yeah, it's almost racist.
You said it was Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma. It's a changing Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, she said, "Excuse my language." Also on the thing.
He shit on the pizza rolls. Shit on the vegetables, you dick.
Here's my question. Was it like severe mental illness and he was doing it out of anger, or was it like a severe like irritable bowel syndrome issue and like he just had to go and he was like, the pizza rolls are the least edible thing here. Like I'm not gonna shit
Like, nobody
in
buys
like the
Nobody's-
organic
If you're
lettuce.
shitting in a freezer, you ain't thinking about it. You're looking around and popping it out.
I mean, truth
Yeah.
be told, though, no, he actually should have went more for like the door that has like the Mike Screaming Sicilian pizza. Nobody eats that shit.
Or just go
Or-
on the floor. It's really easy to clean up off the linoleum.
You could also just go in the toilet and flush it.
Well, we're assuming that he either couldn't make it there or was so.
I feel like on your trip up, you should make a pit stop at Crest Foods. And
Crest?
Just kind of see how the lineup is. What does it look like?
I feel
there?
like
Is
it
a
more
tough
than
situation?
crested in that freezer section.
If you were going to shit in Crest Foods, you need to do a video in there about all the places you would shit in besides the frozen pizza aisle.
What places could you shit in and not get caught by the peanuts?
I don't know where the peanuts
That's
are.
why you got to go scout it out.
Yeah, you'd have to go look at it. But still, like
This shit is bananas.
Which was she buying the big bag of pizza rolls?
Hey, my bananas
Because I
are
imagine
brown.
he didn't shit up here on this shelf, right? He shit down here.
Yeah, down where like the 39-cent tacos are.
And not in his defense, but like my question to her is, why don't you watch where you're putting your hands, idiot?
Yeah, you just
Like,
blindly like
you
talking.
just fucking blindly like.
I think
reach
that
down
I
and
think
fucking-
that helps with the stigma of Shirley probably talking on the phone, reaching in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
How long is an appropriate amount of time to reopen the frozen pizza counter after you clean the shit up? Like, not the same day, right? Like, you don't just like clean that shit. That
you got to get a sanitizing crew in there
couple
for
days,
sure,
right? It's got to have tape around that.
Nah,
for a
the
couple.
cold freezes the germs to death.
I don't think. I think it preserves the.
I think if you could smell it,
Makes
it's
them
still
more
there.
virile.
Yeah.
It awakens their testosterone.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So she said that she's still trying to comprehend what happened while picking up the bag of pizza rolls in the freezer section. You touched shit. That's what
It
happened.
probably was hard because it was probably frozen. It probably she was like, "What? The
Well, she said she
brownie?"
got it on her hand,
Yeah,
right?
she said, well, here's another quote. She said, "I grabbed the bag and I felt something really smushy on the bag, and I turned it over, and there it was."
Turned it over.
So he tried to hide it.
So yeah,
He sandwiched the shit in two pizza bags.
Hey, if
This
you're
is-
gonna get away with it, that's clever.
that's
He made an
pretty-
Oreo.
That's pre-meta shitted right there. That's a plan. If he had time to like plan it like that, he could have went to the bathroom. We've all seen those videos online of people just like. There's that one of the lady at the Walmart just next to the fucking those big freezer chest things.
Yeah.
Where she like literally just pulls her shorts aside and just it's so fucking. I hate seeing those videos.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I'll buy the food, asshole.
Come on.
Go in the household aisle.
She had to go.
Do
You
it
gotta
by
go.
the
You gotta go. It's like a
cleaners.
dog. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, but she's not a dog.
Well, the more police
She drives a car.
The more police was able to comment saying that they confirmed it was human feces.
Whose job is that? No, it don't taste like no dog feces I've ever had.
Well, it ain't bear shit. I'll tell you that much. It tastes different.
So, Lieutenant Cal Johnson with the Moore Police Department said that they want to talk to the man seen in the picture below. We can post this on our thing, of course, but I mean, I don't know. The guy looks like he's like a hip with his dressing.
I was
and-
guessing white meth head. Is it not that?
no, it's
I
not.
had an old white man
it's
in my head.
It's a black dude with short dreads.
Wow.
He's got a OKC Thunder hoodie on. Looks like ripped jeans or camo pants and some nice sneakers. He's like got his leg up on the cart and shit.
I don't get it.
And he's by the vegetables there.
Not to be racist, but I thought only an old white man could have the confidence to shit in a freezer. Like I was like, that's
Times are changing.
That's some yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So this leads me to believe that it might be mental illness. It might be mental illness.
Nah, he's just like
You
a
know,
regular
or
dude.
somebody was like, "Hey, I dare you to go run up into
It
people's
could be
store
a
and shit."
TikTok. We need to check
Could
TikTok.
have been a video.
Shit talk.
Yep.
I don't. On our food, we're still working through a pandemic of sickness and shit, and you're gonna go shit on our food.
Maybe
on
he's
the food.
If you have COVID and somebody touches your shit that had COVID, do they get?
Maybe he's
they
an
get COVID
activist.
for their
no, because
shit?
I don't want to touch your shit.
hear me out. Maybe he's an activist, and his grandparents both died of heart disease caused by obesity, and he's taken it on himself to shit on one piece of unhealthy food at a time until
Grandma
he
choked
saved
on
America.
a pizza roll. And
So if you can
he
raise
beats their evil.
awareness,
Yeah, he's
by
trying to raise
fucking
awareness.
smearing shit on
This
it.
is what you're putting in your body.
It's literal shit.
This is what they turn into.
I think that man's a hero.
Let's start
I
a
think that black man
GoFundMe
is
for
a
him.
hero.
Let's
Yeah.
start a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah.
Let's start to go fuck yourself.
So the individual was then observed on the video. He went to the cooler section. They describe what happens here. So he proceeded to look left. He looked right, and then he defecated inside one of the coolers. Put another bag of food on top of it, and
Yeah,
walked
sandwich.
away. That's what
No,
it
he
was.
put the pizza rolls on top.
Here we go. I think we're getting to the bottom of this. The man was also apparently allegedly videoing and or taking pictures of the incident
There you go.
happening also.
Could be like a frat initiation too.
And was also following female customers around and making them feel uncomfortable.
Could be mental illness. Could be mental
One
illness.
or the other.
All men have mental illness.
Well, I think all people have a mental illness.
I have a question for him. So he shit in the freezer for TikTok or whatever reason. I don't care what reason. But then you follow women around. Say one of those women is into it and she wants to bang you. You didn't even wipe your ass, you
That's
dirty
what I
fuck.
was thinking. You still
You're gonna
smell like
fuck her-
shit, bro.
Yeah, you're going to fuck her with a shit ass?
Yes,
You're going
swap
to ruin her sheets? Because I know she ain't going to your place.
I mean, maybe it was like a log. Maybe it was a log and it didn't need no wipe, no signature.
she
And
If
this
it's
is
she got it on her hand,
He
smush,
mashed it
smush
with the
in the
Totinos.
freezer, and it's still smushy. I don't know. I don't think so.
It's like hot in the freezer.
I think that's a wipe. I think you always have to wipe. I don't care how it feels. At least check. But I feel like that was a wipe that went awry. Like he should have.
Does
wiped
anyone
that.
at that store make enough to clean that up? Probably not.
No, like, I would
not even
quit.
the G,
You know-
like the
you know-
regional GM, maybe.
The only
That's the person.
people-
regional? Hey,
yeah.
The
No,
regional's
you have to
gotta-
fly in because you make enough money that you'll do it.
Because
The CEO makes enough to do
literally
it.
everyone here at the store took a vote, and we said we would all
Yeah.
quit until you
Yeah.
had
I'll quit.
to do it.
All
I
the
literally
stores
make
are
more
quitting.
money on unemployment.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Walmart's hiring right now. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. I'll go there. I have experience.
Yeah, I'm not. If that was my job, and they're like, "Hey, I'm sorry," even if they felt sober, like, "But you got to clean it up. It's your job."
You're like Steve the bag
How
boy.
much
shit, I'm
would
like,
you have
no,
to get paid
no.
to clean up human shit for a living?
I need at least a $2,000 one-time fee. At least.
That's your removal fee.
That's depending on the shit.
I think you're coming per shit.
Yeah, depending on the shit. I have to look at it first.
Here's why I think you're coming too high. Mothers do this literally all the time for their babies.
for their babies.
for someone they love.
For
How
their
about for someone
baby.
you don't know?
For a human that
yeah, but
grew
I
in
could
their
clean
body.
up. Like, look, I'm not a professional shit cleaner by any stretch of the imagination, but I imagine I could clean I don't know, 30, 40 shits in a day.
Oh yeah, I can clean
Well,
hundreds of
easily.
shits in
So
a day.
if you're
So
at,
per
if
shit.
I'm paid for
so
it.
at 1,000 a shit, that's still 30 grand for a day's work. I'm gonna take a hard shower. I'm gonna scrub till I see the red in my skin.
But
I'm gonna
all
take
you
30
have-
grand.
Is there 30 people that are paying
You
$1,000
only have
each to
one
clean a
shit
shit?
to
He's
clean
saying
up.
he wouldn't touch a piece of shit for $2 grand. I'm like, you'd do it for 1,000, you son of a bitch.
Five-
But I'm
500
not
even,
going to
Mike.
start at 1,000 because then I'm doing it for 500.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
do it for 500. That's still 15 grand in
No,
a day.
I'm not doing it at all. That's my offer.
We are coming
and I'll
with
look
all
at it.
kinds of good business ideas here.
I'm
and
coming
things
in.
to
Here's
do.
what I'm doing.
All
I'm
right.
taking it at 15,000, and then I'm going to hire one single mother who'll do it for 300 for the whole day, and I'm going to clear 14.7. I'm going to
And then
start.
he's going to find
And
a
the
way.
white man wins again.
And then you're going to find a way to AdSense Charmin into getting involved in this.
There you go.
You're going to get some video on it.
We're going
And
to
then
resell that on Pornhub.
And then we'll have Uber
There's a
drivers.
market.
We'll have Uber drivers show up to clean your shit and call them poobers.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're creating jobs.
Yeah. I'm
about-
creating a marketplace here. A supply and a demand.
That's the end of our story. No, there's a little bit more. The lady said she bleached her hand since the incident happened. She's
got to.
disinfected her hand a couple of times. And
I'd cut it off.
She said on the ride home, her daughter was like, I can smell the doo-doo on your hand, mama.
Damn.
That's that go roast.
Yeah,
That's
so they're looking
fucking-
for this guy. That's the crime story. We're active. We've got an active shitter in Moore, Oklahoma. You've seen what the guy looks
We're
like
looking for a black man who shits.
inside freezers on food.
If you or someone you love knows of an African American
that
male
shits
who
in
takes
freezers.
shits,
They're suspects.
they might be a suspect.
I wonder if they make people produce samples to compare.
Oh, God.
And then the lady still has to come and smush her hand in it.
one. That's
true.
the one. I can tell.
Wait, hold on.
It ain't this one.
Wait a minute.
It ain't. It's not this
Now,
one.
here's the ultimate. Let me let my daughter smell my hand. Yeah, she said that's it. She said that's it. It's him.
She smelt it. He dealt it.
That might be our title, huh?
Yep. She smelt it. He dealt it. All right. Well, we still stay pretty close on time to where we usually finish.
Okay.
Hell
So we
yeah.
got some
Finish short.
education in.
Yeah.
Boom.
We went to school a little bit. We got recess. We went to recess.
Yeah. Ride is over.
We had lunch.
We
and,
we will be pushing this out pretty quick. This will be out tomorrow. It'll be up.
Love
Do you
to
have
see
anything
it.
you want to promote? Shows, social media, anything?
Oh, if you're
Put
in
it out
the
there.
Texas area and you want to see some cool comedy, I'm producing some cool shows. Stram Show, STRAM Show on Instagram. I think also TikTok. And then, if you know, that's pretty much it.
What's
I don't really
your-
need anything else.
You know, did you plug your Instagram, all that?
That's my
Shit,
Instagram.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do me a favor before I start plugging my shit. Start the music for us. Just point in anywhere in the room. Just point.
Play it.
There we go. We got it. I'll do it in post.
Good job. I like that one.
Yeah, I got some
Very
shows coming
firm
up.
point.
Don't interrupt, it's rude. No, I have some shows coming up. I'm actually going to be at the soft opening of the new Plano House of Comedy on October 5th. I do have a few free tickets. Hit me up for that. Go on my Instagram at Mikey B the Comic. I also have.
I'm gonna need like 4, so he's got a few less.
All right, so I got like 5 left or 6 left. So I've given a few out. I'll also be at the Arlington Improv on October 7th. I got a few free tickets for that left as well. October 8th, I'll be at Bricktown Comedy Club featuring, and on the 10th. Well, on the 9th, I'll be in Stillwater. But if you guys don't come to any of these shows, I want y'all to come to all of them, obviously. But I'm not going to, if you only come to one, come out October 22nd or 23rd. I'm headlining Comedy Arena. I was just there featuring for Joey Johnson last weekend. It was fun.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be even more fun. Come out to this. There are no free tickets left for this. I'm sorry. But go to the website. There's links on my page at Mikey B the Comic. Come out to that. It's going to be a fun night.
$25.
Yeah. No, it's even less than that. It's $20.
Look at that.
And they got good food, all
even
that
less
shit.
than that.
It's a small room.
Don't
so
be a fucking cheapskate, right?
I got about 3 million cousins, and that's not a flub number. That's real. So it's going to sell out because I'm making them come to this. And then we're also going to be doing this podcast live there, not that weekend, but we're working on formatting because
soon.
they've already asked us to format this for a live show. So you guys get some tickets for that too when it's available. Just be on the lookout on our page. Check at the Open Mic Podcast on Instagram, MIKE. I do this every week. I feel like you guys know, but you're not there. So I have to keep fucking telling you. So here it is. Come to our stuff. Whatever. Go to my pages. Like it. What's our Twitter?
Open Mic 5000.
Open Mic 5000. Also, you can just search us on Facebook. You'll find us. You guys know how to do this, right? If you're like here, you know how to internet and shit. So, also take Josh's advice. Get rich. Give me money. And I think that's it. Anything else you can think of?
No, that's it. I
No?
think we're definitely going to apply some of those tactics that you had said just in general and maybe even build from that. It gave us like a better starting points, even snowball some ideas from too.
Yeah.
Also.
Basically, to recap, he told me to fire Jason and hire a hot chick,
Yes.
or have Jason wear a bikini.
In between, when you told him to shut up because you didn't care what he was saying, and then
I didn't
you
say I didn't
asked him
care.
the question.
I never said I
and
didn't care.
you told him to shut up.
It's been a great show.
I just needed to format it correctly, especially after everything he said. Why would I let it go on in the wrong format?
Okay, we'll give you that.
Anyways,
All right.
that's it. We're out of here.
See ya.
Bye.
Boom.